Hey, guess what, guys? We have done it. We have reached a really cool milestone of 1,000 subscribers. That is 1,000 of you guys that are watching this content, subscribing to it, and saying, hey, I like what you're doing here, and I want to watch some more. So we're going to cover a little bit of a celebration video, and then I'm going to go into the Q&A. And we're going to follow that up by a couple little tips and things I've learned here on YouTube that could also help you grow your channel as well if you are just absolutely starting off like myself. So all that coming up in this episode. Enjoy. This is going to be cool. Hello and welcome to Sub City. This is the city built by you guys for you guys. This is my digital representation of just how large the community here has grown at gaming with me, Brothgar. Now yes, the population here in Sub City is 1,000, reflecting that of the channel itself. So let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at this city that we have created. See down here, we got some nice homes for everybody. Look at this, nice. Couple of unskilled workers, but that's okay. We gotta have unskilled with skilled. That's how it kind of works in this game. Yes, low density, unskilled, places to work, business, smoldering smoke. Very nice. Well, I'm not quite sure what kind of business this guy is, but it's one of the places we can work around here in Sub City. Here's another business. We have a giant stack poo chute reaching into the air. Let's get a better look at it, shall we? Yeah, who knows what's going on? It must have something smoldering in the basement. Yeah, one of the many places you can work here. Let's go take a look. We got some other areas as well. Oh, nice. Some offices. Get some desk work going. Yeah, look at this place. Full of cube farms. Yeah, it's a nice place to work. Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of a broadcast tower over here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tell you what. See this? Yeah, this is where YouTube for me happens. See, I broadcast right from up here in this window. Look at that, I even got a pool up there. Dude, legit. I like it. I'll tell you what, that car down there, that's probably Nick's. We got to Tut, Norsrack, y'all living up in here. Divine's probably over here. Look at this. Look at that pimp ride you got. That's pretty sweet, though. This is your house. I'm thinking that's your house. We got some other people as well. A couple of you other subscribers that talk a whole lot. I know Trisha's up in here. Some of the others. But check this scenery out. I mean, this is your view. Look at this. This is your view. Look at all these mountains. It's so beautiful. I mean, check that out. It's a really small car. Huh. But I mean, seriously. That's legit. Alright, let's take a look at my house. Let's go take a look at my house. Yeah. I'm living large, baby. Not only is it work, it is play. And it is my house. Let me check this. Look at my front door. Look at that front door. City Hall. Alright. I live in City Hall. That's my house. I even got a statue. I mean, if we just sit back and take a look at our city, this is how big it is. It's not huge, but it's well organized. It looks very nice. We got a nice little hub. Everybody's got a place to work. You know, we got a place to do some shopping. We got nice trees, beautiful scenery going on. And if we just look at the population here, 996, the closest I could get to 1,000. But I mean, check this out. Every single person has a job, and no jobs have open seats. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Satisfaction? Yeah, you could be a little bit more satisfied with some stuff. But ultimately, we're all very quite satisfied. So, I mean, that's real good. Since you guys are so cool, I'm actually going to give you guys a tax break. Boom. Boom. I wish in real life this was how much I actually had to pay in taxes. It's ridiculous. But, since you guys are cool, yeah, there you have it. 13%. Give you a nice little tax break, because I'm awesome. Now when I take a look at this city from a distance, it really does represent my YouTube channel quite well. It has a great small community of people who have found it, but it is quite secluded to the rest of the world, only one road between us and those who find us. However, the population that is here is really awesome. The atmosphere is great and the pace is relaxed. So while this may be a gem hidden in a crater to the rest of the world, it is growing, and one day it'll grow far beyond what it is now. One day the city may be a huge metropolis, like this city here in the background that expands beyond the horizon. The population of this city is over 1 million people. So while our dreams and hopes may be to become this large metropolis that everybody wants to live in, we should cherish what we have now, the small, tight-knit community where many of us know each other. Now, one thing I'm going to be doing is taking a nice screenshot here of this city and putting it as a milestone marker for my Facebook and Google Plus page, where you can come and you can actually click and maybe put your name on there and say, you know what, you were here. But if you think that's a little too cheesy, don't worry, you're not forced into doing it. The link's going to be below. Now let's switch gears and jump into the Q&A. Alright, well, let's start off with Ricky's question. Do I like console games as well? Well, yes, absolutely I do. My first system was way back when I was just a kid. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, and I played all kinds of games on that. I believe Mega Man was my favorite game, and as I moved into the Super Nintendo, Mega Man X was again one of my favorite series for that game. However, my most favorite game for just about all console games in general has to be Earthbound, and that was on the Super Nintendo. Very cool. Moving on from that, I had the Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and Nintendo 64. That was just a really golden era. Obviously the Sega Saturn didn't last too long, but the PlayStation and original Nintendo was just awesome. I know I skipped over the Dreamcast. I never actually had that, but I moved on to the PlayStation 2, which was the final console I have ever owned. And who knows, maybe ever will. I don't really know. PC gaming has come a long way, and I built my first PC my sophomore year of high school. And one thing I can say about all the consoles I have ever owned from the Super Nintendo on, including my PCs, is that I have actually earned the money to buy all of those, which many I bought used to begin with my own money, be it mowing lawns, working on the golf course over the summer, etc., etc. I've earned that money, so I've played all these games, owned all these systems, and I kind of have a real good connection with them because I remember the hard work that went into actually acquiring that equipment in the first place. So gaming has been something that has been in my life my entire life. Yes, I do like console games, but I am primarily a PC gamer now, mostly because I feel it's the most flexible platform to play on. I mean, I got controllers, I got keyboards, mice, and you know, many of the games I like to play, like Battlefield, are also on PC, and I feel like they are best played on PC. But who knows, the PlayStation 4 is really kind of attractive. I'm not quite sure if I've convinced myself to buy one just yet. I don't really have a good enough reason, but it may be in the cards in the future. But as for right now, I am a primarily PC gamer. Now, one of the reasons I am solely a PC gamer has to do with MMOs. I've been playing MMOs ever since I've been able to play a game on the internet, which is way back in the day when I was playing with my parents' computer that had like 600 megahertz, and I literally overclocked it to the point where it would blare this alarm at me, and then I had to back it off. I was playing a game called Moo Online. That was my first online role-playing game. Think of Diablo, except online, like the way it actually should be, all the time with hundreds of players. Like, isn't that a cool concept? That was a really cool game back then. People still play it. It's got this cool cult following. I've come back and played it multiple times, but that's my first online role-playing game. However, the list is so long I really actually can't go through it. But that does bring me into the next question. Now, MMOs is the profound reason why I am actually called Brothgar on this channel. So that's going to answer the question for Legendary Skullmaster, who asked, well, you deserve more than 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, Legendary Skullmaster. Why are you called Brothgar? I'm going to get into that a second after I answer Quatquaz2's, which asks, what is your real name? My real name is Michael Smith. Yes, it's kind of a generic name. I'm not lying to you. I kind of am like Waldo. You know, I just blend in with a sea of people. But Brothgar is a very unique name, which I actually got from Lord of the Rings Online. Now, this is how I originally spelled my name, Brothgar. It was ridiculous, and nobody could ever pronounce it. However, in Lord of the Rings Online, which I actually played for a year, I played a minstrel, and I did very, very well in the game because I was a part of a really good guild, and people kind of argued at one point whether or not I was the best minstrel in the game. And I mean, literally, I'd log in, people would be fighting about it for whatever reason. But ultimately, though, I played this minstrel, and I kind of became known as Brothgar, which is what I would pronounce myself as, even though it was like B-E-O, all kinds of crazy stuff. People just called me B-O, B-E-O, like B-O, which isn't really I don't really want the name Bio, so that's when I changed it to Brothgar, which is what I was initially going for. But at any rate, I came up with that name based on kind of like a random name generator, where I started with like Bio and then Gar at the end, and I just threw in the middle, which was TH, and then I came up with Brothgar. And that has been my name ever since, and I think it's a pretty legit name. I mean, it's pretty cool. Every time I think of Brothgar, I think of this big, burly guy, right, with a sword, and he's like, I am Brothgar. You know, like it deserves to be a Spartan, alright? So ultimately, the name sounded good, and it stuck. So there you have it. That's why I'm called Brothgar. Let's move on to the next question here. Freaky Goat asks, hey Brothgar, love your videos, and how did you start with YouTube? Well, to be honest, I actually started creating online videos as guild promotion videos. I wanted to create some sort of video that they could put on their website and then promote the guild. So I started my first real big video, kind of a machinima thing. It was way ahead of its time because it had all these little cutscenes and close-ups, and it didn't have a generic like music playing in the background over gameplay and then splash, this is the name of the thing. It was like legit. It was machinima. I mean, red versus blue was in low def, and that was about as machinima as he got, and I was on that pretty much same level, and that was Battlefield 2142. I didn't actually upload it to YouTube because YouTube was just like crap back in the day. The only viral video was Numa Numa, which, if you don't know what Numa Numa was, it was just this guy who literally was just Numa Numa Day. He was just like, right? If you've been around YouTube long enough, you know what Numa Numa is, and if you don't, search it, because that is like where YouTube started. Ultimately though, I uploaded that to like a DivX website or something like that because it was the only mildly high def source. I mean, it might have been like 480p at best back in the day, but you know, which is like standard low def now. But that's where I actually started. So I created videos back in the day to promote guilds, and I just had fun with it. And that was back when I was in high school and had built my first computer, and I was playing Battlefield 2142. So the first video I actually ever uploaded to YouTube was actually when I was playing Lord of the Rings Online, and that was back in 2007 when we defeated Thrang, which was the second to last boss in an instance for Lord of the Rings Online. I mean, it was pretty legit that we were able to actually take this guy down and get to the final boss, which was Thorog, which took us many tries. Day after day, we'd get in there, Order of the Void, and we'd just fight it out. And we'd try to beat this Thorog guy, which is just a really complicated and difficult task back in the day, but we were one of the few guilds that were actually able to get together and take this boss down. And it is just awesome. It was like where YouTube started for me. That was January 4th, 2008, when we defeated Thorog, and I was able to upload the video. However, Thrang, the first one was November 12th, 2007, so I have actually been on YouTube for a long time. Now, ultimately, I didn't actually really start getting serious with YouTube until a year ago when I started creating CAD Chaos. I had actually uploaded a CAD video previously of how I modeled this cool sword, which I did way back when I was in college, which, oh gosh, when was that? Apparently I was in one of the final semesters of my college experience back in 2009 when I did this SolidWorks, how I modeled this really cool sword, which I pretty much did because I wanted to learn SolidWorks on a level that wasn't being provided at the college at the time. So I actually modeled it up, and then I went through the history tree and uploaded that. So that is what actually sparked me getting into YouTube more serious, because I noticed, wow, that's getting a lot of views. So I started creating this little thing called CAD Chaos. So I was creating CAD Chaos on a regular basis for about 3 to 4 months. Now, I actually was really just quite burning myself out on SolidWorks, trying to do it at work, trying to do it at home. There was just too much. And around March, I was actually watching a guy on YouTube called Frankie on PC at 1080p. Now, this was a guy that I was watching who had a very long DayZ video. And to me, DayZ wasn't actually something that I was terribly interested in, and I didn't really want to watch a video for 40 minutes, but for some odd reason, his video hooked me. And I started thinking, it really kind of set off that spark that says, you know what? I really like creating game content here for YouTube, and obviously this guy has created something quite interesting. So after watching Frankie on PC, I went on a real big YouTube exploration of all these other videos that I was watching, and I started looking at them a little bit closer, saying, you know what, these people are having a lot of fun doing this, and I know I like creating gaming content because it's something I've been doing for years, even though I haven't been doing it on a regular basis. So that started me off in the experimental mode, where I then created my first video on the 16th of March, which was the multiplayer montage hilarious series trailer of Battlefield 3, which was this big series for me as I uploaded multiple videos of me playing Battlefield 3, having different commentaries, and I wanted to do it in kind of a unique way using a camera and trying to do everything in that moment rather than record the footage and then put the voiceover at the end, because I felt it was more natural, and this is kind of who I am as I play games, which is something I really wanted to capture, and kind of started growing from there. So obviously I had a whole lot of fun doing that, as I have stuck with it here for months and months now. I have over 300 videos, and we have just now hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is absolutely awesome. Once again, it has been a great trip so far. I've really enjoyed what YouTube has kind of become to me as an extension of the game. I have met so many cool new people that I now play games with all the time, and we create content. We love creating videos, and I love kind of doing the editing thing, but at the same time I have to do it in moderation because I only have so much time in the day. But all in all, YouTube has been just a really fun thing. It has been kind of an emotional roller coaster when sometimes I focus on the numbers too much, because kicking off a YouTube channel is literally one of the hardest things you can try. At the end of the day, I have really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next 300 videos and the next subscribers that decide to join the community here, which is just going to be awesome. But thank you so much to you core 1,000 people that have really helped kick this thing off. This next year, 2014, is just going to be awesome. All this brings me to my final topic, which is where do I see the channel going here in 2014? Obviously, I'm trying to nail down a couple of core games that are going to be kind of core content. Now, I've experimented a lot. I'm still in kind of experimentation mode. You obviously see a whole lot of Battlefield because I love playing that game, and I'm also throwing other games against the wall. Let's see our loadout. I don't know if that game's ever going to come out because many of my games are in beta actually. And then there's like War Thunder, a couple of other games I've been playing as well. I mean, it goes on, and I'm trying to figure out what videos are really going to stick against the wall and what videos kind of just hit and fall off, right? But that's okay, since this channel is still kind of small, I'm able to do that experimentation. But I know Battlefield 4 is a definite solid thing that is probably going to be here for a long time. As far as what else comes, I don't know. Starbound seems like something that might be real favorable, but again, this channel really isn't about exactly what games I play. It is about finding, capturing, and sharing that joy of gaming, just having fun with friends and extending that to you guys, and having fun with you guys, because you guys can comment and recommend certain things to do in game, and then I interact with you. I mean, that's the whole reason behind me running a face cam all the time, because it's my window, my connection to you guys, my direct connect. I mean, I can look at you guys while stuff is happening in the game with other people, even if I'm playing with them, and that is me communicating to you, which I think is just a really unique medium, and it's not seen too much here in the gaming world on YouTube. So I feel like that's a really cool thing. I'm obviously definitely going to be continuing that and creating videos in general. So as far as the channel goes, I feel like what we have is working really quite well. But again, I'm trying to anchor down certain things so that, again, it is more organized as we move into 2014. I feel like organization at this point is very important to me, and kind of getting a couple anchors in the ground. Again, YouTube is one of those mediums that isn't really static. It's always evolving. Every 3, 4, 5, 6 months, YouTube changes something completely different. And all these networks, again, people that I might be partnered with, are recruiting many of these YouTubers to kind of create this content that goes on other websites and goes out there kind of like cable TV. I mean, to be honest, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you don't watch as much TV as you used to. And with TVs having smart TVs now, I mean, do we even need cable anymore? The world is going to be changing on how it goes about creating episodes and then bringing them to you. Cable TV may just become an old dinosaur. It's hard to know where things are going, again, but I'm not so sure that is really going to be where I'm focused on. Now, my goal isn't necessarily to become big on YouTube or to become this big TV star, because to be honest, my professional career, what I rely on for my income and what I actually really quite enjoy doing, is being an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. I design cool machines, and then, you know, that's how I get my paycheck. So I don't ever really think I'm going to rely on YouTube or creating videos or anything of that sort for a financial means. So getting really big doesn't necessarily mean everything for me. Obviously, continuing to grow the channel does open up some really cool new windows. I mean, I wouldn't mind actually going to like E3 and getting a lot closer to many of the game developers of games and kind of getting into that vicinity, kind of understanding what they go through, because I'm really quite curious on how games are created, and just kind of meeting those people and maybe being able to experience more games as they're before they come out. Because I really quite like the beta stuff. I mean, I've played so many games in beta, and you know, it's crazy. I like that kind of aspect of it, and I like being able to kind of review and test games without actually having to go out there and buy every game on the planet. But we'll see how that all pans out. So ultimately, with my channel, I'm not necessarily looking to change a whole lot of stuff. I'm just trying to prepare myself for the case that this channel may grow exponentially over the next year, and make sure I am organized and ready for that, and maybe creating new cool opportunities. I would love to kind of get into more live streaming events. Obviously, I need a better internet for that, because right now I am completely stuck to low def. I mean, there's just nothing. I can't do 720p. I can't do that. I can only do like 480 at best, and even then it's still kind of pixelated. So getting myself into a situation where I can get better internet and being able to have the financial means to maybe kind of own an internet like that, because I mean, 20 bucks for the internet I have now works just fine, but you're talking like 60, 70 bucks for something with a decent upload speed, because cable companies are just cruel around here with upload speeds. I mean, I have 1 megabit upload speed. And to get 2, I have to double the amount I pay to the cable company to, like, you know, literally to get 2 megabits. And to go to like beyond that to something that actually is going to stream high def, it's just it's exponential. So hopefully a window will open up where I can actually get some decent upload speed, so then I can do live streaming on a decent quality. But who knows, maybe I'll hook up with some other people that do live streaming, and then I just kind of put my little box down there, or maybe I just do the post thing. Well, we'll see. That's one avenue where I could really see a real improvement to the channel, which is kind of live events or setting up events for you guys to come and game with me, and then we create something in post. Ultimately though, that's about where I'm at for 2014. Man, I am on a roll. I'll have you guys know that I have been talking for 47 minutes at this point, just to get to the last topic, which is a little bit of a video secret for those of us who just don't have many subscribers to get many views, and we have a hard time ranking our videos in the first place for that reason. Now, this has to do with the way Google Plus and YouTube now work together. If you get pluses on your videos, that's going to tell Google that it should rank higher. So it's really to your benefit to share your videos on Google Plus and kind of steer your community in that way. There are many communities in Google Plus itself where you can share your video and have other people kind of look at it and give pluses. So one thing I created a long time ago to help with this is called YouTube Power Levelers. It's a community on Google Plus itself where you can come and kind of share your content, get advice from other YouTubers, or just look to collaborate. That's kind of what it's meant to be. It's a collaborator hub. People that are looking to collaborate with other people, and it's usually kind of primarily around gaming stuff. Ultimately though, that's a good way to find somebody to collaborate with. Secondly, it puts your video in a place where people can hit that +1. And a few +1s are better than none, and it does help your video rank that little bit. Again, steering your community to Google Plus and saying, hey, if you want to support my channel a little bit more, consider hitting that +1 on my Google Plus page is really going to help your videos rank up a little bit more. And every little edge you can get when you don't have much of a subscriber base to get much of a view base in the first place is really going to help you out. Now, this information about +1s I learned from a YouTube channel called Video Creators here on YouTube. And it's a really good source for just kind of getting knowledge and kind of preparing your channel to kind of reach and build and grow an audience here on YouTube. I definitely recommend it. Tim Schwer does a great job. So there you have it. I have finally covered all the points I initially set out to do. And thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. All of you subscribers have really helped me out. And if you haven't subscribed already and you're watching this video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Again, liking, sharing, and hitting that plus on Google Plus is really gonna help me out. Thanks so much for 1,000 subscribers, guys. You are absolutely awesome. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video, which will be coming out very soon after this. Peace. I am so tired.